Collective, welcome to the channel. It is August 29th, 2025, and we're back with another message. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here, everybody. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Storyline for the collective, please. In the central energy, we've got the Queen of Pentacles here. In the challenge position, we have the Hermit, research, in the subconscious, we have the Empress. In the recent past, we have the World card. Intentions and expectations. The Eight of Pentacles. Hard work. In the near future. Magician in the reverse. Narcissistic manipulator. Did not plan well. Their magic's not working. Against the star. Against your purpose. In the environment. New beginning. Hopes and fears. Hi, priestess. Wow. And the outgoing energy. Seven of Pentacles. Sustainable results. And abundance. Somebody's afraid because your hard work and sustainable results are bringing you all of this abundance here, and that means that this narcissist is in a tower. They're trying to defend their beliefs regarding their routine, but you have a victory over that, and you're planning for the future. You're free of this, and you're coming into your Nine of Cups. Your wish come true. Something is really good. Somebody's at a crossroads. They're under judgment. Could be they're under judgment by the lovers or a lover of the Queen of Wands for causing an illusion. For causing illusions for money and and creating conflict with their passion. So they're getting disconnected from your love cup, and you're leaving them behind in a state of scarcity. And that's justice for the love of divine feminine. Low vibrational connections just aren't, they don't hold any value, you know. Queen of Pentacles, a mother-in-law, a wise woman, abundant. The Hermit here, researching. Regarding conflict, shining a light on conflict. In the subconscious, she's thinking about this Empress, the Empress, and this heavy burden. Bringing it to a completion. And we got the World card in the recent past, so it could be that it has ended. That it's actually ended. Yeah, and you're planning for the future with this Four of Swords. Again, you've been working real hard, manifesting something, new skills and such. And again, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. High standards. There's a narcissist here. Magician, trying to do magic on a star. They're very insecure regarding your light, regarding your rejuvenation. They want to claim this. They can't have you out here commanding your high priestess star energy in this new cycle. The end of a burden for the Empress energy. High value, divine feminines. This magician, this narcissist trying to do magic on you, trying to manipulate your light. The star is here rejuvenated, and we've got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's afraid of change here. They're clinging to the past. You've rejuvenated, and somebody's trying one more time. You got the Fool card here, a new beginning, a new opportunity. King of Pentacles. High Priestess is here. High morals. Divinely connected. This King of Pentacles looks like he's arrogant. He's arrogant. So there's a new beginning here for this star, a High Priestess. This King of Pentacles has a fear of loss. They're clinging to the past. They're all up in this business, and they're arrogant here. They want to stop this High Priestess from moving forward. There's perseverance and abundance here. And you're standing up for yourself. And the wheel turns on these contracts. You are victorious over these frauds, over these masculines and these masculine narcissistic magician manipulators. You're victorious over that, and you're moving into your Ten of Cups. You know the truth about this stuff, and justice is being served. These ones are at a crossroads. You've got your boundaries up regarding the love of your Temperance angel energy. You're free to spend your money how you want to in this new beginning, and that is a celebration for the community, because you're coming into the Ten of Pentacles here. The truth is that these devils are codependent on this Empress energy. And we got the Sun taking action here. Working hard and routine, leaving that baggage behind, which brings a freaking Tower here. So you got some masculines here that are in the Magician reversed energy. They're narcissistic manipulators, and they're skanky, very skanky. They're all up in your business. This King of Pentacles, wanting to get it on with you. They don't want you to leave, High Priestess. They're trying to trap you here. So they're all here in the environment, wanting to get all connected to your abundance, this masculine, targeting a High Priestess star, Empress. Queen of Pentacles is here with the Ace of Pentacles. So she's working real hard here, doing some research regarding this. Yeah, we got a failure. Queen of Pentacles, abundance, failure. Somebody's in a failure. They want forgiveness. We got the Hermit card, so they're shining a light on the Five of Wands, on this conflict, on this stupid rivalry. And growth. You've grown in consciousness and awareness. You know far more than you knew before about this entity. This is the Empress is here with the Ten of Wands. She's been carrying a lot of responsibility with using her gifts of the soul that benefit herself and others. This is a completion of that cycle for her. The world has turned the completion of the cycle, making plans for the future. There is no doubt as to what you want to do here. You've worked hard, learning new skills, mastering whatever it is you're doing here. You could be working with this Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you are the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see. We've got service in the reverse. Could be cutting off this narcissist magician trying to do magic on this star. Honest. On an honest star. They didn't plan well. They're feeling insecure. The star is here. And somebody's trying one more time. Fear of change. Yeah, a fear. Somebody's afraid of your rejuvenation. They don't want to let you go. You've got this new beginning here with the Fool card. You've got a King of Pentacles coming in with some kind of generosity. We've got balance. They want to attach themselves to your balance. High Priestess, they want you to not go. The Chariot in the reverse. They're very aggressive here. They don't have any control of you. They don't have control of this High Priestess. And they're worried. They're worried about your perseverance and your abundant nature, that you've got protection here. Seven of Wands, that you trust. You've got protection that you trust. Divinely connected. And there's judgment. Judgment. Calling judgment. And there's a change for relationships. We're moving into a time where it's for the higher good. These masculines attaching themselves to the divine feminine for profit, so they can control them, dominate them. They're in regret. They have to accept the fact that you're happy and you're free here. You're free. And you've got your health, your humor, and your peace. You're out of there, man. You're a loving being. You're a loving being. It could be that you've been forgiven for whatever illusions that they cast around you. Your gratitude, you're a grateful, thankful, abundant, limitless being. And those who are envious of you, trying to blame you for their own crappy existence, need to surrender. They need to control you. They got to leave you alone. All up in your business. He's always trying to freaking touch the energy of a divine feminine. Look, they're coming in. Hopes and fears. They're afraid of this High Priestess. They don't want her getting in that chariot and leaving. They're very worried about it. Queen of Pentacles is here with an Ace of Pentacles, but we've got failure. What's going on with this failure card? So, okay. So you've got an unfriendly, a hostile person here that you're not dealing with. Look, they failed. We've got a failure. Unfriendly, hostile person has failed, and they're trying to reconnect here. Queen of Pentacles, this is a protectress. Unfriendly, hostile person is failing. They are looking to reconnect. They want to reconnect. They want to apologize. Queen of Pentacles challenge is shining a light, doing some research on this Five of Wands, growth and consciousness and awareness on this entertainment. Growing and expanding in consciousness and awareness regarding this entertainment. Empress is here in a Ten of Wands burden. It's the end is in sight, and she's got gifts of the soul that benefit herself and others. And she's saying goodbye to those who envy her. She's taking her gifts of the soul, and she's saying goodbye to envy. It's an end. It's a completion of her burden here. Somebody from the past wants revenge here on her happiness. They're happiness haters. The World card is here, a completion of a cycle. You're making plans for the future. You don't have any doubt as to what you want. You're truthful, you're transparent, you're authentic here. You're telling the truth, even when it's difficult, even when you could be harshly judged. You are who you are. You've learned some new skills, or there's some skill development here. Queen of Pentacles, and then we got service in the reverse. What's with this service in the reverse? Trick. So there's no service being gifted to those who want to trick you. You're no longer servicing those who have ill intentions. You've learned a lot. You've grown in consciousness and awareness regarding the envious ones who have been having a good time creating war with you. Empress, High Priestess, Star. So yeah, there's hard work going on. You've learned some skills. You've got knowledge now, and you're no longer serving tricksters. There's a magician here in the reverse. They're trying to do magic on an honest empath, Star. They don't have any confidence. They're a narcissist. The narcissist is having a hard time. They're trying to manipulate an honest empathic Star. Right here, the Star is, and they want to try one more time to attach themselves to this Star. They're afraid. Deliberately manipulating the perception of reality until you're doubting your own experiences. They're afraid of the manipulation that they did on this Star. They want to try one more time. They got a fear of change. They're clinging. They're clinging. They're like this this ick you just can't get off your finger. No matter how many times you flick it, it won't come off. There is the new beginning here with the Fool card. We got the King of Pentacles. What's going on with this King of Pentacles? So you got the Fool card, a new beginning. The King of Pentacles is here. He's presenting himself as though he is balanced, but he's a liar. He's a liar. He's lying about his balance. He wants to attach himself to your new beginning. High Priestess here. They don't want you to leave. They're not aboard your chariot. They are worried. They want to attach themselves to you. You're a star energy. You've got a new beginning, and this King of Pentacles is coming forward, acting as though they're balanced and they're harmonious, but they are a liar, a big ass liar, trying one last time to manipulate your mind and twist your perspective of reality. You're the High Priestess, and they're all messed up because they're not in your chariot. They're worried. They got to get something off of their chest. They have a growth. They have an attachment. They want to stick it to you. So they might come in and say, I'm sorry, but it's a dishonesty. Again, they want to attach themselves to your gifts with this I'm sorry bullshit. Bad news is the chaos that they are is on them, and they're desperate to have you welcome them back into your energy. They need a safe space. They don't like you, but they feel obligated to be with you because and you're uninterested in yelling these people. You're uninterested in supporting these people. They want to suck the life out of you. If he's so well off, let him go manage himself. So you've got the Seven of Pentacles. You're working real hard. You're persevering. You're coming into your Ace of Pentacles, abundance. You've got the Seven of Wands. You've got protection in this competition. You're holding your own. It's trustworthy protection. These ones, they can't find a Judas in your crowd. They're having difficulty. They're complaining that everybody is devoted to. It's a common purpose. They're yelling here. They're yelling because you're trusting your protection. You're trusting the inner voice that guides you. Somebody is yelling. They're mad at you, and they want you to feel as badly as they do. They want to check in. They're acting as though they're friendly. They want to ask you for a date. You're uncertain about it. This tribe took unsolicited advice in the past to get revenge on a positive, happy person. Honest empath, star. They wanted revenge on you for what? Existing? For shining too bright? They're curious about your plans for the future. They're coming in. They want to say they want to collaborate with you and grow with you, but this is what started it all off. These people were permitted to come on ground and collaborate, but what they did is they twisted things, and then they used forbidden magic to take over the ground and then kick everybody out and turn it into a battlefield. And that's where we find ourselves. They were laughing and bragging about their perspective. They did not appreciate your perspective on reality. These are masculines who are just little hoe bags. They want to dominate and crush the feminine, because the feminine is the gentle, nurturing life giver. And they want to control you so bad. They can't have you out here thinking you don't need them. They can't have you out here on your own. You don't need this King of Pentacles to direct you, to tell you what step you need to make. This is a liar. You're not dealing with hostile failures. This person, the only reason they appear like a King of freaking Pentacles is because they leech and latch onto divine feminines. Stars. Foul. Look, reconnection. Somebody wants you to reconnect to the nightmare. You're not reconnecting to the nightmare, or perhaps reconnection here has ceased the nightmare. These who are hostile have failed. You're not in a nightmare. You've reconnected here. Justice is being served. Justice is being served. So you're reconnected here. And whoever was trying to dominate you, High Priestess, is in danger. They want to apologize for messing with your mind and leaving you alone, hiding you away from the commitment of eternal love. They've lost you. They're being confined away from your love. These people are nasty, man. Nasty. But you've got this masculine here. He's like, oh, I'm a king of pentacles. Oh, I'm balanced and harmony. But, oh, he's also a freaking liar. Thief. Nasty. Freaking fearful. Nasty. I can't stand it. They're nasty. So you're shining research on these people who were 5 of Wandsing you. They want to create conflict. You've grown in consciousness and awareness regarding these ones who played games with you and your love. They're not going to take part in your family. They're getting X'd out. They're hostile and they have failed. You're not dealing with them anymore. They're getting completely wiped out. This is a family tree gone south and it's done. You know? All about him. Justice is being served. That nightmare is over. They have failed. Empress is here. Completion of her 10 of Wands burden. She possesses gifts of the soul that benefit her and others. And she's saying goodbye to those envious people. They envy her light, her ideas, her intellectual property. And they have driven the living into the realms of the dead, while bringing forth the dead to occupy the temple of the living. You're saying goodbye to them. No more services to those who have ill intentions toward you. And that's this dishonest King of Pentacles. He's all up and he's like pawing at you, High Priestess Star. He wants to deliberately manipulate your perception of reality. You've got this financially, this guy's coming in to flaunt his authority and his money. He wants to appear as though he's balanced, but he's a lying sack of crap. He's probably going to come in and flash a wad of cash and your eyes are going to get all big. And he's like, look at my fancy car. Let's go for a ride. He's a lying sack of crap. We've got withdrawal. You're withdrawing here. You're honest. You have no doubt. You're making plans for the future. And you're rejecting this kind of crap here. Why? Because they were dominating and bringing danger to you because they were trying to take the blessing of your life. They don't want love. They want pentacles. They don't want balance. They want to lie and say they are that. But they need to be attached to this High Priestess Empress star in order to create the facade, the illusion that they're all that. They want to keep you out of that chariot. Look! Freaking robber. So you're here with the 8 of Pentacles. You're working with high standards and this Queen of Pentacles energy. You're supporting, you know, you're providing financially to things that you feel deserve it. And you're no longer serving, you're no longer providing a service to trickster, robber, thieves. They don't get benefit of your charity anymore. You worked for this money, and they tried to steal it from you and flaunt themselves as though they had earned it. This freaking narcissist, manipulative magician here, doing magic on an honest, empathic star. Goals. Who has reached their goals? Do they not even recognize how completely foul they are? How they've just destroyed the reputation of a father. They need their ass kicked by the Most High God and those divine masculines. This is sickening. Yeah. Triumph in the reverse. So this star is here, rejuvenated. They know you're a star. They know you're a supercharger, revitalizer. Everything you touch turns to gold. You're the Empress, High Priestess star. And they were unfriendly and hostile toward you, giving you nightmares, 10 of Wands burdens, trying to extract your gifts, your High Priestess knowledge, and your Empress abundance. They wanted your light. They wanted your life. They didn't want to spend life with you and create and be with you. They wanted to be you while you went away. This is this King of Pentacles here. 8 of Cups reversed. Trying one last time. They're in fear. This gaslight, this freaking narcissistic, gaslighting mofo did not win. And they're afraid. Because you're separating from them. You got the Fool here, and you got this King of Pentacles pretending that they are balanced, or they're stalking you because you are. This is a liar. A dishonest liar daydreaming about being you. They gain a contract and then they flip and copycat these divine feminines. They stick you in a dark place of suffering while they draw off of your energy and your gifts, and then they let some copycat low vibrational hoe bag wear your name and your identity, and they flaunt it like they can control it, like they are you. It's disgusting. High Priestess is here. They can't control you. They're worried. They got to get something off their chest. A commitment. They got to get something off of their chest. They have something attached to them, and they want to offload it onto you, High Priestess, Empress, Star. You're the rejuvenator. You're the transmuter of death energy. You're the one who can heal the sick. And they want to get this, they want to stick this commitment, this nastiness onto you. They want to hold you back. You got to be careful here in the environment of some wealthy dude or some schmuck coming up pretending that they're balanced. They're a liar. Casting an illusion. They're stalking you, targeting you. This is a freaking peeping Tom voyeur thief who uses his wand as a weapon of freaking war while using proper words of love. They're yelling. They were tempted. They were tempted, and now they're fighting here. They're yelling, they're fighting. Look, you are trusting the inner divine here. You're protected. You've got your boundaries up. You're protecting yourself. It's like, this is my life. And it's like, I'm sorry, King of Pentacles, you're just not all that. You're a dishonest illusionist, magician reversed. And they're trying to tap into the gift, your destiny. They want your fate. This is not even a true King of Pentacles. This is a lying sack of crap, illusionist. You've lived and learned about what these people were doing with magic. And they're protesting. They're protesting. These religious people are protesting. They don't know what to do because they've reached the end of the road. And you have alliances here that you can trust that you're connected to, married to. You've got a new family. Your alliances, it's like you've got a new family. And these people from the previous cycle are still all up in here in your freaking business, trying to cast the illusion that they're the King of Pentacles, the perfect catch. But this is a leech who is tempted by the snake. They're yelling here. They're upset. They're disconnected from you. You're coming into a reward. You loved yourself to health, and these ones are getting confined. They don't want to hear that you're at peace. They're trying to bring you a natural disaster is being stopped. You are getting aid from God, from the higher. You've got this Queen of Pentacles here. Whether this be a mother figure, whether this be a mother-in-law, maybe you have a spiritual spouse or a spiritual connection in the spiritual realm. Somebody's already, these guys, they lost you. They fumbled you. They've lost you. They're desperate to get back in your energy. You got a new business coming up with a whole network that cares about family. And these ones are in overload. They're overwhelmed because you're having sweet dreams. And they got to get ready. They're paranoid. They're paranoid for what they did to you in the past, because this is a conclusion. You're coming into the fruits of your labor, and this is over. There's death here. You are okay and stable. They have lost you. They want to apologize for trying to make you lose out on eternal love, to leave you alone, to leave the sweethearts alone in the mind while they indulged in sending you spiritual attacks, supernatural mental disturbances. These people are furious. They want to compromise now. They worked against you and now they want to compromise. Are you kidding me? There's evidence of everything that they did. And now they're being cast away from those who are good moral humans. These are prideful, egotistical jackwagons who were creating conflict in the minds of people, and now they're all stressed out. All that work that these third-party enemies did against you did not work. You reached your goals anyway. You got this family. You got a miracle. You're worth saving. Those who are strategizing and messing with your mind with these curses, they're cursed. They're cursed. You've got a promise and a vow. You're a high-value person who can maintain your inner peace. You persevered through all of the sickness that these ones were putting on you. And you were blind. You could have been blind to the blessing that you really are. These people are in danger. These people that were wearing masks, trying to pretend that they were you, doing all sorts of nasty things while hurting you. Yeah, they're in danger now. They fell into a trap. That's their own damn trap. They want to reconnect, or maybe you have been reconnected. And because you are reconnected with a family that they tried to keep you from, watch out for this jackwagon in the environment. He's going to come forward and try to present himself as your perfect choice. He's a foul mofo who did not win. This is a foul, fearful, gaslighting mofo who did not win. And they're all up in your business and the environment. This little schmuck. Paw master. False king of pentacles. He hurts people for money. He hurts high priestess, empress, stars for money. That's the big payout. Woo! Yeah, this king of pentacles is nasty. Thief. A nasty freaking thief who has failed. They're sick. They're sick because they're no longer connected to your vital force, your star energy. They're sick. There's a growth on them. There's an attachment, a commitment, a binding. They gave up themselves and they want you to pay the price. But you've got your wings here and you're happy. So you're saying goodbye to envy. You've got this big old halo, gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others. You're an empress coming into the completion of your Ten of Wands burden that this King of Pentacles wants to stick you back in. This thief, this trickster thief, liar, illusionist, narcissistic, manipulator. They didn't plan well. They saw a high priestess, empress star. And now they're in despair because you're rejecting them. You know exactly what they are. You know exactly. The masculine that has been in power and buying and selling the vital force of living beings for profit. Well, and those poor animals, every single day, there's a freaking bloodbath. A slaughter. Every day, this country is slaughtering by the hundreds and thousands living beings. Pain, suffering, fear. Every day pouring into our energetic atmosphere. They tried to trick and rob a sweetheart. She has earned herself some new skills, mastery. She is a Queen of Pentacles, and she has a Queen of Pentacles here, Ace of Pentacles. This Queen of Pentacles, her mentor, has taught her well. There's no more services offered from this sweetheart or her purse strings or any of that. No more services are being offered to trickster, thieves, illusionists, tyrant, freaking narcissistic manipulators who just want to trick and steal. Trick and steal, man. Trick and steal. That's who this person is. A trickster thief. They're right here in the environment, and they're hoping that they can present themselves to you as balance. But this is not that. This is an illusionist. This is a liar. He's an illusionist. And he just wants the wealth that your energy and your wonderful mind and your beautiful, abundant, mothering nature can give him. He's nasty, man. What he is he's a King of Pentacles of severe nastiness. Vile. He's afraid here. The High Priestess is here. And he wants to keep you out of that chariot. He's very arrogant. He's acting careless. He's worried. He's got something on his chest he wants to get off of him. He's bound to this commitment. Look, death. He's bound to death. You're not talking to him. No conversations. You know that this person is an illusionist. They're living some freaking fantasy, and they're a liar. There's no conversation here. You know they want your fortune of light, your fortune of wisdom, and your fortune of this. You have the ability to manage 10 wands, and you still look so freaking beautiful, and you manage it, this load, this heavy burden, like, look how beautiful you are. You make it look easy. And these little jackwagons can't even manage their own life without trying to put their wands on you. Soldier. A freaking soldier. They want to fight with you. These masculines want to fight with divine feminine. They're not a father. They're not a husband. They're not a brother. They're not a friend. They're not anything about anything that's beneficial or positive. This King of Pentacles wouldn't spend one freaking coin to assist anybody with anything, unless it was going to get him bound to another big old cash pot. Big old freaking rainbow. Big old freaking pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's what you are. And they want to harvest it. This soldier, they're yelling, they're mad, they're unhappy, they want you to feel as bad as they do. They were tempted. They want to come in and tempt. Look, look, man. You're the wife of somebody else. You're happy. You're abundant. You're coming into what you've got. You're connected to the inner voice. You're telepathically connected to your protector and to your family here. This soldier wants to cause somebody to be a widower. Or maybe they are a widower. Maybe they've lost their spouse. They're sick, going on a journey. They can't stop thinking about this enemy. These are pleasure seekers that are in a mental prison right now, a mental prison of pride, and they need consolation. They're like, oh, help me, God, help me. They're real sad about you having love. This priest is waiting for some scholarly information coming from a messenger. You're a faithful gift. You're faithful to your gifts. You're not malicious. You're not violent. You don't have any venom in you. You just want to live your life in a good way, and you're taught. These are imposters. Whatever this is not a man. This is not a man. This is not an actual man. Whatever is in that man's suit is not human. And they hate the high priestess empress star. Well, it looks like the Lord is bringing them a misfortune for falsely what? For lying and then selling innocent people and their energy to this, snuffing the light out of innocence is what, or pure, yeah, innocence is what they said. Watch out for this one. He's a loser, and he's getting separated, and he's desperate to latch on to you. You're somebody else's wife, man. These thieves, these posers, they don't deserve to be in that man suit. The flesh suit of a father, they've been using that appendage as a war weapon against the feminine and the children. They've been using it as a weapon of war against innocent children and virgins and mothers, high priestesses and empresses. This is what they do. They've developed a whole freaking system worldwide where they use that phallus as a freaking weapon of war to torture people. God needs to smack them down so freaking hard. I mean, that's my thought, and I pray for it. How dare they use the image of the Father to create war with the mother, the virgin, the child, while creating blood rituals of war. Oh, we gotta go fight a war so that good men can shed their blood in this stupid ritual that's meaningless, except that it gives them more power, more hold. They can get rid of you at the same time. They can make your family vulnerable. They say it's to protect them, and all it is to get you messed up in the head or dead. Mischief. Mischief. They want to reconnect because you're not in a freaking nightmare. Justice is being served here. That you're not hostile, and they have failed. They couldn't flip you into some form of hostility. They couldn't turn this high priestess empress star into a destroyer. She's a beautiful, the epitome of a beautiful mother, divine wife. And they're still coming after her. And they're being watched. Yeah, so they can't communicate. Goodbye. Goodbye, envy. There's no more communication. Absolutely not. We're not going to talk about it. There's no, oh, well, maybe if we can come to some sort of an agreement. No, that's absolutely not going to happen. These people do not ever honor agreements. There's been countless treaties throughout the centuries, and they've not honored a one of them. It always ends up in some freaking soldier yelling match, shooting match, some kind of theft, some kind of I'm busting into your hometown and I'm taking everything that belongs to you and your neighbors too. I mean, these people don't honor anything except the freaking pentacle. And that stupid phallus that they've been deceitfully wearing as a man, but they're not a man. This competition is over. It's a completion here with the World card. You're making plans for the future based on transparent truth, honest, authentic. You have no doubts. Somebody's in despair here because you're rejecting them. They're being rejected out of the community. They're being rejected. They have to get out. Get out of the house. Get out of the house of the mother. The Empress, High Priestess, Star, get out of her house. She's the wife of somebody. She's telepathically connected and protected. These people, whoever this soldier is, he's going to get his ass handed to him. Warning. Warning. They will not tap into the services of this sweetheart wife, Empress, High Priestess, Star. They will not ever get it back. They will have to go earn their own way. Take responsibility for their own shit. Every magic trick that they tried to put out there is backfired. They're a manipulative little bastard. They can no longer curse the star, their business, their land, their home, their life. They're honest, they're empathic, and they have reached their goals. These ones are in fear. They're in total fear because this High Priestess Star is saying goodbye. That just goes to show you, they're a coward. They're a freaking coward. And they should not be in that man suit. Why? Because they're so immature and so mentally deranged. They should not have that strength to where they can overpower a woman or a child. They have done it over and over and over again. They're too immature and too deranged to have a flesh suit that has that muscular strength. They need to get out of it right now. That's my opinion. You're leaving these people behind. You're soaring. You're out of here. You're rejecting them. They did not win. They're in fear. They were trying to manipulate your perception of reality, but they did not win. They're in fear. They didn't triumph. And you're separating from them. They're being separated from you. It's like you got the Fool here, a new beginning, but you do have this King of Pentacles coming in. They're being really generous. They're pretending like they're balanced. But if they're actually in a balanced energy, it's not because that's who they are. Absolutely not. They're over here trying to do magic on this star. They want to offload their whatever burden they're bound to onto this star. They're daydreaming. They're trying to cast illusions here. They're a liar. There's no conversation. They don't want people talking about it. They don't want people talking about their lies. They're hoping if they can attach to you that it'll all be brushed under the carpet. If they can attach themselves to you, they can command your energy, command your life, command your mind, command your experience, command what comes out of you, command what comes into you. These ones have shut many of you down as far as they could. High priestesses, empresses, stars, they had their crown wrapped, they had blockages put on their heart and on their throat, they had their third eye. Some of you had tourmaline shards put into your third eye to make you blind. They shut you down, disconnected you, and put you with the sickest, most foul, most decrepit family, and you had to come up out of that or be swallowed by it. They're at risk. They're at risk here. They're at risk. You're going in a new direction. You're flying. You're out of here. And they are resisting. They don't want it. They think that if they can attach themselves to you, that they can then command your telepathic protection. They can separate you. You're not only the wife of somebody, and you're very happy about that, but you've got this protectress, this mother-in-law figure that's over here making sure that these jackwagon thieves don't take what, because you're in union. So the High Priestess, Empress, Star, all of your gifts, your mind, all this valuable source-connected stuff, you're the wife of somebody else. This could potentially be your mother-in-law. She is wreaking havoc on these thieves. Divine Mother kicking their ass. She's pissed over what they've been doing to the babies. Yeah. If somebody approaches you right now and they look like they got their shit together, they don't. It's a lie. They want to keep you out of your chariot. They're in grief. The High Priestess is here and they're arrogant. They can't get in your damn chariot. They can't control you. They're being very aggressive. They're worried. They got something on their chest and they want to get it off. They want to get this commitment off of their chest. They're bound to their commitments and they're in grief. They're resisting. They need you to let them into your energy. They need you to give them permission to play with your life. This is a soldier. They're very, very mad. They took a bribe. They took a bribe, or they've been paid to come forward and destroy you. This is where they're at. They're mad. People are mad. They're sending in a soldier on this wife. These masculines are attacking a freaking High Priestess, Empress, wife of somebody else. She's been accepted and folded into a whole nother family, and these jackwagons are on her. They're not just attacking this High Priestess, Empress, Star wife. They're attacking the entirety of this family, this new family tree that she's coming into. They're being warned. Stay away from the damn sweetheart. They're being wiped from memory. They're being eliminated from your memory. Pretty soon they won't even be a memory. They're being erased from history is what it looks like to me. Because they're just a pretender, a mimicker. They don't have anything of value. They haven't created any kind of a legacy. Maybe a legacy of pain, a legacy of destruction, a legacy of selfishness, a legacy of using that flesh suit of a man to create war with the mother and the child and every other living thing on the planet. They lost their wish come true when they came for you. You were the golden nugget, the high priestess, empress star. They came, and now you're the wife of somebody else. You've got, look, they were causing upheaval with this mirror magic and dominating the minds and the lives of other people, driving them into crap. You know, people who were here to grow with the territory, to bring growth to the territory, they were dominating them, distracting them with the night, with negative influences, driving them into failure, driving them into lack, into instability, into domestic violence and other kinds of things. Yeah, they were battling. These are scavengers that were battling you for your status. And now you are free. You're free of it. It's all coming off of you. Their magic can't stick. I heard these very enemies the other day state that they have leveled the playing field, meaning they no longer have the upper hand. They don't have any stolen gifts. Any stolen gifts or any stolen sacrifice of life force energy that they want to apply to forbidden magic so that they can try to destroy your life, it's going to roll right off of you. You're free of it. You're free of it. These people are making preparations from a freaking distance. They're trying to look into your life, but they're being displaced. They're being displaced. You've got a team here, or this team that had been working against you while you were alone, have been exposed. Your abundance is protected. Why? Because you are balanced with all of your gifts. You're not malicious. You're not violent. You're not a warmonger. You don't like the spilling of blood. You don't want the animals or the children or anybody else to suffer. And these ones, that is their nature. And they and their little copycat puppets, they were doing really bad, malicious things with forbidden magic, trying to place that energy and that thought and drive those negative thought forms through your mind so that you could be seen as that with this illusion. You've got a whole bunch of luck in this sacred space. It's raining down. Luck is coming down on you. And these ones are anticipating no help and a need for survival. They're going to have to go search it out. Why? Because they were doing that. They were pulling up your seeds and gobbling up the light of innocence, snuffing it right out. And now those who are committing trickery in the territory are being released. They're being released because it's, why? Because they were playing with heart bonds. Ghosts, dead people, committed to an empty nest, were playing with heart bonds. They wanted divorce. They wanted domestic violence. They wanted you unstable. They wanted to paint you as though you were a prostitute. And even though you may not have had an intimate encounter for many, many years, while people sleep, they give them the sex dream or whatever, right? And they harvest that energy and they use it for baneful magic or orgies or whatever. And then they come and plant that energy back onto you the next night while you're sleeping so that it appears as though you've done it. And this is just crap. It's their nature to do things in an upside down perspective. They wanted to bring wrath to the anomaly, and now it looks like the anomaly is bringing wrath to them. And they're in fear. They're in fear. They're in fear here because you've reached your goals. Honest, empathic star. They're in fear here because they're seen as a gaslighter, and they didn't win anything. Fear, fear. They're in fear because they're being separated from you, away from you, and you're leaving. You're soaring. They're trying to resist this. Be aware of this King of Pentacles. Whatever the gender, be aware. This is a dishonest mofo trying to cast illusions with this Magician in the reverse here. Maybe you are going to resist the thing here because we've got dishonesty. It's like you know they're a liar, so you're refusing to talk to them. You are resisting the risk. You know that they're a liar and you're like, out of here. You're going in a new direction. You're going in a new damn direction. This person is upset because they're not on your damn chariot. You don't want them on your damn chariot. You've got other plans. They fumbled you. From their own mouth, they said they fumbled you. They took action long ago and trapped you and hid you away while siphoning your gifts and effing up your mind and your life, having a great old time, telling of the world how successful they were. But the only thing they're successful at is brutality, theft, and abuse of really beautiful, loving people. Because they wanted to be seen as this. But they aren't that. They are this. I hope this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.